No, no. But yeah, overall, man, he looked good, and I was happy with what he did, and Big Ben approves. So he did. That's right. He managed the game well. I mean, he ran the ball well. He had some good passes. He was composed. I mean, that's not easy, man. Coming into a new team on the road in Atlanta where it's very loud. They got weapons. Their defense isn't bad, but obviously, like I said, I mean, they didn't have a touchdown, so they're definitely going to need to move the ball down the field more. That's for sure. I mean, they're going to have to move down and get touchdowns. They have to. And I do like Justin Fields. I like the fact that he's a good game manager. I mean, Russ, I don't know about him. I think he's really slow with his progressions, and I don't know how well that's going to fit the Steelers. And even if he does come in and play eventually, I don't know how long he will play. But he's out with an injury, which is pretty crazy, man. He just got here and he's already injured. So I don't know what's going to happen to him. He's on a 1-year deal. I don't know if he retires or if he continues to play and goes somewhere else or stays with us. I'm not sure, but I'm happy going forward with Justin Fields. Now we'll see in Denver tomorrow. It's going to be a tough game. I mean, they're not good, but it's Mile High. It's on the road. Sean Payton. They got Bo Nix. So we'll see, man. We'll see how they do. I mean, it's not going to be an easy win. That's for sure. I don't care whether they win or not. It's not going to be easy. So I hope they win, obviously, but it's not going to be easy no matter what. It doesn't matter who they are. Any NFL win is a good win. Any NFL win is tough. I don't care who you're playing. I mean, New England last week. I mean, that's unbelievable that they beat Cincinnati on the road. No one probably had that pick. I mean, that's insane. So,
I mean, what you're looking at right now for Denver, I did look at the numbers, dude, and comparatively, I mean, the only thing they did better than us was score 20 points as opposed to our 18. Everything else, our better team over the Broncos. Bo Nix's numbers, what did I see? I think 24 completions for 130 some yards. Like, that's bad. That is maybe 6 yards a throw, maybe 5. It's definitely, and again, the Seahawks, they always have a great front line. They always have some of the better numbers for defense. So, I mean, that was not easy. Going into Seattle, I mean, that was not easy. So I understand their numbers were limited based on what they were against. But still, Bo Nix, I mean, he's going to have an even tougher defense. If we are a 9, the Seattle Seahawks are about a 7. If that's where we're ranking out of 1 to 10. So TJ, boy, if you want to feed off of somebody, it's not going to be fun for Nix. Bo is going to be wearing TJ's number because it's going to be imprinted on his face. It's just going to be pretty ugly. I'm not going to lie. I mean, the Denver offensive line is not good, dude. So, I mean, the defense should have a lot of fun in this game. If we had fun last week, we're going to have even more fun this week. It's just how it looks. So, yeah, I know Denver is that's the only element that I think is going to be the deciding factor. The fact that it's in Mile High, in the elevations it is. So it is going to be tough, yes. But I do actually expect us to have a much better offensive game based on this. Now, of course, if Roman Wilson, who is questionable for this game, enters when he wasn't available last week, he was out, he was hurt, that's going to be an interesting thing for a guy like Fields. Because, again, George Pickens, what was it? 2 plays were called back, and they were big gains. I think they were 20, 30-yard passes, and then we had to have them reversed because it was a bad call. I think officiating helped a lot with kind of stymieing between Pickens and Fields. They had good connection, and it should have been more. But, yeah, we had 2 bad calls, I think, against us. So, then you have a guy entering like Wilson. If he's not available for this game, then we're certainly going to see him for the Chargers. I wouldn't rush it because, again, as long as they're managing the game well, this is all you need. I do know that it is going to be much better this coming week. So what do you have? I don't know any names on defense, to be honest, for the Denver. I mean, it's just.
I think they have, is it Surtain? I know they have, I believe it's Patrick
Surtain. Yes, you're right. Yep.
They have a good owner in John Lynch, but they've just been down, man. They've been down for a while. And Bo Nix, I think, is going to be a solid quarterback, solid fit for them. But I don't know. I just think our defense is too good for them to have any sort of real chance against us. I think they're going to dominate, but we'll see.
Listen, I mean, I know that we had a lot of talk with Bo Nix. They said about Sean Payton compared him to Drew Brees a lot. I remember hearing about these comparisons. And so, yeah, I mean, I think Sean Payton thinks he's got a great quarterback. And so far in your rookie debut, yeah, you're going to have a lot of stumbling blocks. And again, you cannot prepare for a defense like the Pittsburgh Steelers because you have so many facets to worry about right now. I mean, Patrick Queen is going to play in this game. He has been ruled that he will play. And a guy, Peyton Wilson, you have Elandon Roberts, you have Minka, you have Alex. Dude, it's a lot to deal with. So, I mean, it's going to be a really rough day, I think, for the quarterback. And I think I saw that Bo Nix was actually their rushing leader, too. So I don't even know what the running game is going to be like for Denver. It's not going to be pretty, though, if that was the result last week when your quarterback was your rushing leader and your passing leader, and they were both abysmal numbers. It's definitely going to be – I think it's going to be a lot better for us, to be honest. I know you think that it'll be close. I'm not saying we're going to blow out, but I think we are going to win this game pretty outright. I think. This is – to me, like this will be like a 7-10 point differential.
Yeah. Yeah, just being that it's high elevation, it's on the road. Sean Payton, I mean, he's a great coach.
So
it's not going to be easy, but yeah, I do think we come out victorious, and then we go into, I think, what is it, LA next week? So
yeah, we're coming home for LA.
Yeah, so and even then, man, I'm pretty confident that they can do well there too. Overall. So I'm just we'll see. We'll see how it works out, but overall, I think we're going to get the win. Like I thought against Atlanta. Now I think the spread's like 3.5. I mean, if you're going to bet, I'd say probably take just Steelers money line. Let me see what the bets are.
Last I saw was -2.
All right. Yes, we got -2.5. Over under 36.5. I don't know what the score is going to be, man, obviously, but like 36.5 seems pretty low. But that might be good to take that. I mean, it was 18, what was the score last week?
18-10.
18-10. So yeah, maybe you want to take the under on that, but I'll just take straight up Steelers money line. I don't know how much they're going to win by, but I do think they're going to win. So do you have a score prediction?
My prediction for this game is going to be Steelers 27, Denver 13. I'm being generous for them.
Okay. So definitely hit the over. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's a good pick. I don't know how many points Denver's going to get. I think where they're really going to compete against us is on defense. But yeah, I mean, even Joey Porter Jr. did well last week. Minka did good. I mean, everybody did good pretty much. I mean, they did well. They had at
Dante Jackson.
Yeah.
Dante Jackson, that was so awesome to see him come out like that. That was so important because everybody was talking about how we wrote him off because, again, it was like, oh, he's from the Panthers. Who cares? Like, and we lost Deontay Johnson. I mean, how dare we do something like, and then he actually stepped up for that moment. And it's so great when you see new guys like that, especially on defense, show that they were worth pursuing. And I mean, I think I saw that he was a defensive captain for the Panthers. So, I mean, I'm not saying we got the best player from the Panthers, but it's showing right now for how he played on that game. So,
yeah, he did pretty good. I thought he looked good. And, overall, our secondary looked good. I mean, Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins. I love playing against him because he always makes stupid mistakes. I mean, he, without fail, he does that all the time. And I love it because, like, I would hate having him as a quarterback, man. He just makes the craziest throws, craziest plays. He's a vet, and when he gets pressure, he still throws like bad. He still has bad throws. I mean, it's pretty crazy that happens. But I love playing against him because he always screws himself over. no matter what, pretty much. So,
Dude,
but
look,
yeah,
don't be surprised. Is it Michael Penix Jr. that's the backup? He's the rookie in Atlanta, right?
yeah. I can
Don't
see
be
him coming
surprised by
in.
week 4 he might be inserted. Like, I'm not saying Kirk Cousins is done, but dude, I mean, you can't have games like that at all. Like, that's about as bad as a veteran can look when you're supposed to make your new debut with a new team. Like, that's about as bad as it can be.
Yeah, seriously. It is. And he's a vet. He was brought in on all this money, and he played like he hadn't played since he tore his Achilles. I mean, that's how he played. He played pretty bad. So it really definitely helped us. But Jared, I'm going to get into what to watch real quick, and then so I got. Hold on a second. So Jared, like overall, man, do you think that? First of all, I mean, you think they're going to win tomorrow. I know that, but do you think going forward, this is like a legit team?
Honestly, I mean, we should be considered. Okay, so what do you have? Like, you have the Chiefs, you have the Bills, and potentially the Ravens. I mean, they may stay around. I don't know. Again, a loss can really mess things up, but the Dolphins are completely inept now because the Tua thing. You're looking at what else? Maybe the Colts. I mean, and of course the Texans. I have picked the Texans to win the Super Bowl. So it's you're looking at maybe 4 or 5 teams ahead of them in the AFC for sure. But it's like, yeah, we should be in the conversation for like back end, or like we're kind of knocking on the door for sure. We're in the right path. Where I'm not saying we're gonna go toe to toe with Houston and then we're gonna win that game, 16-13. We're not holding a team like Houston to 13 points. We're not holding a team like Buffalo to 10 or 13. We're not doing that. So regardless of how great our defense can be, I think that our defense can be in the conversation. It's now, again, the offensive stuff where you have to know how to at least score 24, 27 points. If you can do that with the Steelers, with Justin Fields, if I can see that against a team like the Chargers next week, that will be the real test. I mean, I'm not saying that Denver is not going to be a practice game, but it's certainly a team that we should win against. Now, the Chargers have shown with Jim Harbaugh and all company that they could take us out pretty well. Like, they've got an offensive scheme. It's really going to be an interesting test for sure. If we can do that against a team like that and go 3-0 to start out the team or the season, I can say for sure we're a top 5 team in the AFC.
Okay. Yeah. Like, I think we can compete against LA. I think we can compete against, I think even we can even compete against Kansas City with our defense. Kansas City, I don't think they're going to repeat this year. I just don't think they can. It's very hard to do a three-peat. Very hard. I think they'd be the first team in history to do that. We made our Super Bowl predictions before, but yeah, I think as long as Justin Fields manages to game well and Russell Wilson, if he does come back, doesn't screw things up, I think we got a shot for sure to be a very good team, a good, well-managed team. If they could just get Justin Fields the confidence to throw the ball downfield, throw it consistently, which I think the Steelers can do that, then I think we're going to be in really good shape. As long as we stay healthy, that's another aspect of staying healthy. But I'm going to pull up what to watch, Jared. I got Perfect Couple on Netflix. It's pretty good. Nicole Kidman. She's a scary woman in that. It's pretty funny. We got Your Honor, Bryan Cranston on Netflix. Entourage movie. I think I've put this one up before, but just an honorable mention. And then Civil War is on HBO now. And that's a good movie. Saw it in theaters. I mean, it was a little disappointing. I thought it could have been a little better, but overall, it's pretty good, I thought. Have you seen that?
I have heard and I've seen clips of that. It's one of those things where if it's on and I know that what it's about, like, I mean, I'd sit through and watch it. I'm not saying that it would be something I'm looking for, but I've heard good things about it, and I like the message that I've heard good things about the message that it tries to, convey. But yeah, I totally agree with Your Honor.
down the
I'm
middle.
not saying I've seen any of that, but I know Bryan Cranston is like the most underappreciated actor of his generation. So anything with him in it, I'm all for it.
He's fantastic. Yeah, he's a great actor. And I always like actors that have a voice. You know, he has a good voice, that deep voice.
Did you ever see All the Way?
No, I don't think so.
That's on HBO. I recommend if you have HBO, find that. It's All the Way. He portrays Lyndon Johnson. Dude, that might be one of the better presidential portrayals I've ever seen. Mom and Dad, I got them to watch it. They are not big fans of that era, but when they watched it, they were like, oh my goodness, he is not Bryan Cranston anymore. He is Lyndon Johnson, and he owns it. So it's one of my favorite things he's ever done. So I recommend that if you've never seen that.
Now, if he even in Saving Private Ryan, man, like he's just got a small part in that, and he's the guy that has his arm missing. He's working in the office, and a lot of people miss that's Bryan Cranston in that movie. And that's another phenomenal movie. But yeah, man, overall, I think the Steelers win tomorrow. It was a good, solid performance of Week 1. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the win. Even if like Atlanta got another touchdown, they still lose. They could have tied it with a 2-point conversion, but overall, I was happy. Tomorrow, I hope that we see a touchdown at least, and we see Justin Fields do some stuff because I think they can do it. So, 2 touchdowns. And another thing too, man, the run game looked pretty good. Najee didn't look too bad. The line looked pretty good. They did pull Broderick Jones for our rookie guy. So,
that's what their plan is. Like they're talking like he's still having some growing pains right now, and they know that he needs to be on the left tackle. But Dan Moore, dude, I know we've had our criticism. He was fantastic last week. I mean, he definitely was like, all right, I got to get my stuff together. So he definitely goes out there and basically balls like what we thought Broderick Jones was going to look like. And, you know, Zach Frazier was great. Like, it was like a competent performance. He didn't do anything splashy, but he just did his job. And that was pretty much everybody. I mean, with Isaac Seumalo out, I mean, that was a great thing to see them just have everybody step up. And they made holes for Najee. That was a great thing we saw, the thing we were missing for a while, seeing them just rip through holes and push guys over. I mean, Najee was just a beast, like he always was. And, you know, they didn't use Jalen all that much. And we kept talking about how he could have replaced Najee as RB1, but I think he had maybe 3 carries. But he made a little bit of what he had. And I think they used Cordell Patterson even more than they did Jalen. I mean, they showed that they have the best things coming with how they're improving. Like, that was what we were all wondering. Is the offensive line going to even look decent? And, dude, they looked more than decent. Like, they looked like a top 12 offensive line. I mean, I'm not going to say top 10, but they're around that area in the NFL right now. So I couldn't be happier with what I saw from them. And it's just going to probably more improve with a team like Denver with, I mean, what you got, what you said, Surtain. I mean, that's not going to like be the whole defense. You got to have at least 3 or 4 other guys. And with the Steelers, dude, you have everyone being a dude, everyone being a dog, everyone being a bro. It's great to see that the Steelers defense is never, ever going to go away. Like, that's one of the things I like so much about the Steelers, dude, is that I've always been a defensive guy. When I was a young guy and I was talking about what makes it exciting, everyone's like, oh, that 50, 60-yard pass. I'm like, no, when I watch a dude rip through another guy and smash that quarterback, that's something I look forward to seeing. And the Steelers are always doing that all the time.
Yeah.
So it was great to see all sides just have a complete game. And I feel like this is what we're going to see tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, Jared. Well, thanks for coming on again, man.
As always.
I think we'll at least try to, we'll at least do Saturday next week, post game and pre-game. Got LA next week, but Denver tomorrow, Mile High, 425. It's going to be another day of red zone all day for me. So